What is up, everybody? We are back for another prediction video, and this time we are talking about SummerSlam. It is the biggest party of the summer, and we got 7 high stake, high profile matches. Now, I just want to go ahead and say, I think it is a criminal injustice that we do not have any tag team title matches on this show. I think that the Bloodline versus DIY should be on this show. I think the Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth should be on this show. I think Unholy Union versus Cargill Belair should be on this show. But we don't have those. There's nothing we can do about that. I also, as an honorable mention, I think that the new Alpha Academy of Jack Gable and the Creed brothers versus the Wyatt Six should definitely be on this show. The absolute just perfectness of having them debut at the same show that the Fiend Bray Wyatt debuted at several years later. But I digress. We are going to talk about what matches we do have, and honestly, looking at the 7 matches we have prepped for the card, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good show. I'm excited for it. I think there's going to be a good amount of title changes here, and let's hop right in by saying one title that is going to change hands is the Women's WWE Championship. Bayley versus Nia Jax. I think that we very much have a new champion on our hands. Now, it could go one of two ways. It could be Nia wins or Tiffany Stratton cashes in after the match. But I'm going to take Nia to win. I think the dynamic of Nia Jax being women's champion and Tiffany Stratton being Miss Money in the Bank at the same time could be really fun, especially for Tiffany Stratton. And you need to have Nia win here if you're going to have credibility for the King and Queen of the Rings and them getting title shots, and Nia being this big monster, heel within the women's division. She just has to win this. If she doesn't, I don't know what they're doing with her. And Bayley's title run has unfortunately run its course. I love Bayley. I think she's very underrated. I think she's very talented, and I wouldn't mind her getting another world championship, but I think this run with the Women's WWE Championship has just run its course. Now, flipping sides to the Raw brand, we have the Women's World Championship with Liv Morgan defending against none other than Rhea Ripley. I am conflicted. I'm going to take Liv Morgan to retain. I think Dominic Mysterio, either intentionally or unintentionally, is going to cost Rhea Ripley this match. I'm not quite sure how yet, but I think that's what we're leading to. I think that's the story we're trying to tell. So I'm going to take, in a crazy turn of events, I'm going to take Liv Morgan to retain the Women's World Championship. Say that she's done her Liv Morgan Revenge Tour, and then we will circle back to Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan a little bit later. But I think if Liv were to lose now, it would just diminish everything she's done in her title run. We'll head back over to the SmackDown brand, where we have the United States Championship match with Logan Paul defending against LA Knight. Yeah, I'm going to take LA Knight here. I think it's finally time to put a title on him. I think if they don't capitalize here and strike while the iron's still at least slightly simmering, there's never going to be an opportunity. I think having Logan Paul lose at a big pay-per-view like SummerSlam is acceptable. The only thing that has me worried is it's in Ohio, and Logan Paul is from Ohio. But I'm going to take LA Knight because it's the right thing to do. He needs to win. Otherwise, what are we doing? I mean, that's really what it just boils down to. What are we doing if we don't have LA Knight win here? Honestly, the same conversation is going to be had on the other side with the Intercontinental Championship with Sami Zayn defending against Braun Breaker. Braun has to win. I mean, if he doesn't win, what are we doing? We have these mid-card championships. They're meant to build new stars. Sami Zayn is a perennial main eventer at this point within the WWE. He has established himself. He could move on to the main event picture, especially if we get a Gunther win. But, I mean, the guy that ended his, Intercontinental Championship reign, now will he end his world title reign? There's a story to be told there. If Priest wins, oh, well, we both beat Gunther. Which one of us is better? Kind of thing. He deserves to be in the main title picture, and Breaker can't afford to eat another loss here. He just can't. So, because we've booked ourselves into this corner, we need to come out of it the smartest way possible, and that is putting the title on Braun Breaker, crowning a new champion, and beginning a new era. So I'm going to take Braun Breaker here. Speaking of Priest and Gunther, that is for the World Heavyweight Championship. If you had asked me 3 weeks ago, my answer would have unequivocally just been Gunther. I wouldn't have even given a second thought. Priest was an afterthought to me. Boy, Priest has been doing some of the best work of his title reign. He has been cooking in the ring, on the mic, in this feud. I think it would be a disservice to take the title off of him right now. But how do you make Gunther lose otherwise? I'm going to take Priest. It's so tough, but I just think it's not time to end it yet. Gunther can recover, and Gunther's the more legitimate between the king and the queen of the ring. So you don't have to really do a or a establishment of what they're worth kind of thing, versus the queen of the ring where we really haven't had that prestige. So Nia needs her win. Gunther doesn't need this one. I think it's just too early to put the world title on him in this current run as the King General. I think we need a little bit more. I think we need him to squash some more people. I think he should win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to take Priest to win here. I also think that Priest should inevitably lose his title when the Judgment Day does start to dissolve and we get the infighting. Maybe lose it to Balor. But I'm going to take Priest. In the WWE Undisputed Championship match, we have Cody Rhodes defending against Solo Sikoa, who is our wannabe tribal chief. There's not much to say here. Cody wins. I mean, I think Roman's going to show up. Maybe Jimmy's going to show up on SmackDown to cost the Bloodline the tag team title match. I think Roman shows up at the end of this show. This will be the main event just because of the prospect of Roman showing up. I think that the last match we'll talk about should be the main event, but this will be the main event. But there's no doubt in my mind that Solo Sikoa is not winning the WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes is not losing the WWE Championship yet. They did not put him in a high enough profile match for me to even consider it a possibility. So I will be taking Cody Rhodes and moving on. And in what should be the main event, and is my main event, and probably a lot of y'all's main event, we're having a blood feud finally reach its boiling point as special guest referee Seth freaking Rollins tries to keep a containment seal on the nuclear war between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. If Drew wins here, I don't know if Punk can eat that loss and they can continue this feud, but if Drew loses here, he boils over even more, he snaps, he blames everyone but himself, and we can continue the feud. So I'm going to take CM Punk to win here. That way Drew can get his win back, maybe at the next pay-per-view, and then maybe at Survivor Series we settle this. Kind of where it all began when Punk came back last year. And we settle this either A, in a one-on-one match, or B, in a War Games match, either way, with them being the team captains. But I'm going to take Punk here. I think that's just the smart choice. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys agree and disagree with. Also, I just want to say one other huge injustice. We had three, really, world title matches last year at SummerSlam. None of the participants in any of the world title matches last year are part of the SummerSlam card as a competitor. The only exception being Seth Rollins is the special guest referee for that match. But last year, he was in a world title match against Finn Balor, who is not on the card. Last year, the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship was between Roman Reigns, not on the card, and Jey Uso, not on the card, which is a fucking shame. And the Women's World Championship wasn't even defended. The Women's WWE Championship, Bianca Belair won it. She's not on the card. Asuka was the champion. She's not on the card. And Charlotte Flair was in the match. She's not in the card. And then Io Sky cashed in Money in the Bank afterwards. She's not on the card. Eight people were part of World Championship matches last year at SummerSlam. None of them are in matches at all this year. That is crazy to think about. Crazy. And a huge disservice on people like Jay, Finn. I know Flair, Asuka are hurt. Io just came back. Bianca should have had a match in the tag team title match, in my opinion. But I digress. But that is our predictions for SummerSlam 2024. Please let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys agree, disagree. Tell me where you think I went wrong, where I went right. I hope you guys enjoy SummerSlam. It is this Saturday, August 3rd. And I will definitely be watching. So if you're watching, tweet it at me. Let me know what you guys are thinking as we're going if you want, because I will be watching live. And with all that being said, as always, I'm Pip. Y'all the greatest, and when in doubt, see you next time. See ya.